Imagine spending $600 million on something, and then getting a bill every single year for $60 million just to keep it running. No returns, no profit, just pure burning cash. That's not a nightmare. That's Tuesday for the world's super yacht owners. But here's what nobody tells you. The economics behind these floating palaces are far stranger, far more complex, and far more fascinating than just rich people spending money. Because behind every mega yacht is an entire shadow economy, one that employs thousands of people, moves billions of dollars, and operates by rules most of us will never understand. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the real economics of owning a super yacht. And by the end of this, you'll never look at one of these vessels the same way again. The purchase price is just the beginning. Let's start with the number everyone talks about, the sticker price. The 5 most expensive super yachts in the world range from $400 million all the way to a jaw-dropping $4.8 billion. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum's Dubai cost $400 million. Roman Abramovich's Eclipse ran $1.5 billion. The Azam, owned by Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan of the UAE, came in at $605 million. And then there's the History Supreme, a $4.8 billion vessel literally covered in gold, platinum, and meteoric stone, allegedly owned by Malaysian billionaire Robert Kwok. These numbers are staggering, but experienced yacht economists will tell you something that stops most people cold. The purchase price is typically the cheapest part of owning a super yacht. That's not an exaggeration. That's the economic reality of the super yacht world. The annual operating cost that nobody talks about. Here's the rule of thumb that yacht industry insiders use. The annual cost of running a super yacht is roughly 10% of its purchase price every single year. Run that math on the Azam. At $605 million, that's approximately $60 million per year just to keep it operational. That figure has actually been confirmed publicly. $60 million per year. That's over $160,000 every single day, whether the yacht is sailing or sitting in a marina doing absolutely nothing. Now multiply that across the world's entire fleet of super yachts, vessels measuring 79 feet and above, and you're looking at a market that generates tens of billions of dollars in annual economic activity, just from operating costs alone. So where does all that money actually go? This is where it gets genuinely interesting. The crew, a floating corporation. The Dubai Sheikh Mohammed's 530-foot vessel carries 88 crew members. That's not a typo. 88 professional staff working around the clock, dedicated entirely to maintaining one private vessel. The Azam runs with 60 crew members, serving just 35 passengers. That's nearly a 2-to-1 crew-to-guest ratio. On a super yacht, you are never waiting for service. Now think about what 88 crew members actually means economically. You have captains, first officers, engineers, chefs, sous chefs, deckhands, stewards, security personnel, medical staff, and maintenance specialists. Each of them earns a professional salary. Each of them requires insurance, accommodation, meals, and contractual benefits. A captain of a mega yacht earns between $100,000 and $300,000 per year. Senior engineers command similar figures. Even entry-level deckhands earn respectable wages, with free room and board included. The Dubai alone could easily be spending $5 to $8 million annually just on crew salaries and benefits. And that's before a single drop of fuel is burned. The fuel economy of burning money. Fuel is where super yacht economics become almost comical. The Azam generates 47,000 horsepower from its combination of gas turbines and diesel engines to reach a top speed of 32 knots. The Eclipse pushes nearly 40,000 horsepower to move at 22 knots. The Dubai uses 4 MTU 20V diesel engines to cruise at 26 knots across up to 8,500 nautical miles. Moving that much weight through water at those speeds consumes fuel at a rate that defies ordinary comprehension. A large super yacht burns between 130 and 500 gallons of diesel per hour at cruising speed. At 500 gallons per hour, a single 24-hour day of sailing costs over $60,000 in fuel alone, using average diesel prices. A full season of active sailing? You could be looking at 2 to 4 million in fuel costs for a single yacht for a single year. The hidden costs, where the real money disappears. Beyond crew and fuel, the financial obligations of super yacht ownership multiply in directions most people never consider. Marina and berthing fees at premium ports, Monaco, Dubai, Miami, the Amalfi Coast, can run $50,000 to $200,000 per week. Some of the world's most exclusive marinas charge more. Insurance on a $600 million asset is not cheap. Annual insurance premiums on top-tier super yachts run between 0.5% and 1% of the vessel's value. On a $600 million yacht, that's $3 to $6 million per year just for insurance. Maintenance and refits are perhaps the most unpredictable cost. Super yachts require dry dock maintenance every few years, where the entire hull is inspected, repainted, and serviced. A full refit on a large super yacht can cost tens of millions of dollars. The Eclipse, with its missile detection system, anti-paparazzi laser shield, and personal submarine, has maintenance requirements that go far beyond a standard hull inspection. Regulatory and compliance costs add another layer. International maritime law requires regular safety certifications, crew training certifications, environmental compliance, all of which cost money and time. Add it all up: crew, fuel, insurance, berthing, maintenance, regulatory compliance, and you're looking at why the 10% rule exists. For the world's most expensive yachts, that annual operating cost isn't just a guideline, it's reality. If you're finding this fascinating, subscribe right now. We go deep on the economics of extreme wealth every week. The supply crisis, why you can't even buy one right now. Here's something that tells you everything about where the super yacht market is heading. Sam Tucker, head of super yacht research at Vessels Value, one of the world's leading vessel valuation companies, described the market coming out of 2020 in stark terms. Demand for ultra-high-end yachts has completely outstripped supply, and new build yards are totally booked. You simply cannot get a slot. Think about what that means. You could walk into Lürssen, the German shipbuilder that constructed both the Azam and worked on the Dubai, arguably the most prestigious yacht builder on the planet, with $1 billion in hand, and they would still put you on a waiting list. That's a market where demand has so overwhelmed supply that money itself is no longer the limiting factor. Time is. The construction of the Azam alone required approximately 6 million hours of human labor. Peter Lürssen, the CEO of the company, noted that this translates to employment for over 4,000 families, and that figure doesn't include the jobs created in maintaining these vessels after delivery. The super yacht industry isn't just a vanity project for billionaires. It is structurally a significant employment engine, one that supports naval architects, marine engineers, luxury interior designers, skilled craftsmen, electronic specialists, and entire regional economies built around shipbuilding. The depreciation paradox. Here's where super yacht economics take an unexpected turn. Depreciation is brutal, but some yachts actually appreciate. Standard vessels lose value rapidly. A typical yacht loses 10 to 15% of its value in the first year and continues declining. But top-tier mega yachts, particularly those with extraordinary provenance, unique features, or iconic status, can hold or even increase their value over time. The Eclipse, launched in 2010 and purchased at a reported $1.5 billion, is still valued at approximately $1.5 billion today. For a 14-year-old vessel that has burned through tens of millions in operating costs, that value retention is remarkable by any standard. The reason is simple: you cannot replicate these vessels. Lürssen's yards are full. The craftsmen who built these ships spent years on them. The Azam took 3 years to construct, even with thousands of workers. These aren't products. They're singular objects, and singular objects, in the right market, don't depreciate like commodities. The charter economy. When yachts become businesses. Not every super yacht sits idle between owner vacations. Many enter the charter market, renting out to other ultra-wealthy clients to offset the crushing operating costs. Charter rates for top super yachts range from $500,000 to over $1.5 million per week. That's not including fuel, crew gratuity, provisioning, or port fees. Those are typically added on top. A yacht that charters for 10 weeks a year at $800,000 per week generates $8 million in gross charter revenue. Against an annual operating cost of $20 to $30 million for a mid-sized super yacht, it's still a loss. But it's a dramatically reduced one. Some owners structure their yachts as commercial vessels specifically to access tax advantages. In certain jurisdictions, a yacht registered for commercial charter purposes can have its operating costs treated as business expenses, transforming a vanity asset into a legitimate, if loss-making, commercial enterprise with real tax implications. The bottom line: who actually benefits? Super yachts may look like billionaire indulgence, but their money does not stay locked on deck. It moves through crews, shipyards, designers, engineers, fuel suppliers, port workers, maintenance teams, and entire coastal economies. A single yacht can support thousands of families before it even touches water, then continue creating salaries and business every year it operates. So while ownership begins with extreme wealth, the benefits spread far beyond the owner. These vessels are floating economic ecosystems, turning private luxury into public income. Proof that beneath the gold, the real value is the work they create. If this changed how you think about extreme wealth, subscribe for more economic deep dives on industries, technologies, and global trends. New videos are coming soon, so stay tuned here.